So with the release of the Silhouette Cameo, a common question is, can MaketheCut cut to the Cameo? Now I managed to actually do just that, and I will show you how I did it. So currently there is a plugin for the Silhouette SD, and I tried to use the plugin to cut to the Cameo, and unfortunately that didn't happen because the program can't even see the Cameo through the plugin. So I thought that the only other way would be to use the method that I used to cut to the SD before this SD plugin was available, and that is by using the printer driver. Now before I could even attempt to do that, I have to make sure that the Cameo is listed as one of the printers that MaketheCut can communicate with. And to check if it is there, indeed, one of the printers that the program can see, just go to File and Print. And if you pull down on this list of printers, and if the Cameo is not listed there, that just means that it has to be added in. So I am currently running Windows 7. So to add a printer, I will click on the Windows button, select Devices and Printers, click on top to add a printer, I will select Add a Local Printer, use an existing port, and I will select a USB port. And I will continue on to locate the Silhouette Cameo, select that, click Next, and yes, I will use the driver that is currently installed. Click on Next. I'm not changing the printer name, which in this case is the Cameo. And I'm not sharing the printer, and I am not setting it as the default printer because I usually print to my actual Canon printer. So I'm just going to finish this part. Now let's just check if MaketheCut can now communicate with the Cameo. So I went to File, I selected Print, I am pulling down on this list of printers, and yes, the Cameo is now listed there. So before I could print or cut to the Cameo, there are just a couple more steps. Go back to File, and under Print Options, check the box next to Print Wireframe Only and leave all the other boxes unchecked. Click OK. And go back to File, go to Print Setup, select Silhouette Cameo, and click on Properties. Now I am going to be cutting on a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock, so I will select 12 by 12, check Use Carrier Sheet, and uncheck Eject Medium. Now previously when I was using this method to print to the SD, now in this case when I say print, I really mean cut because I am using the printer driver to cut. So I hope you're not confused when I say print. I'm really cutting. So when I was using this method to print to the SD, it mattered that landscape is selected. In this case, since I'm using a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock, it doesn't really matter. So I'm just gonna leave it as portrait. I will explain this part further later on. Okay, so once this is done, go up and select the tab labeled Cut Line Settings, and we have to modify the color from gray to black and click OK. So now it's black and we are done with this part. We'll click OK. And just to check, so now the printer is listed as the Cameo. We are using a 12 by 12 sheet of paper and the orientation is portrait. We'll click OK. And out of habit, I just like to do a print preview to make sure that it looks right. And if it looks like that, I'm ready to cut or print. So let's click on print. I'll click OK. And I'm ready to cut. So there goes the Cameo. And it's doing its thing. Okay, now let me explain the part about the orientation of the cardstock. So I selected, by selecting the orientation as portrait, the end result would look like this. It'll be upside down, but the whole cut is there. Now if I had selected landscape, it would have cut sideways like that. So that's it for today's tutorial. Now I will have the written instructions for this tutorial on my blog, so do check back at underacherrytree.com for the written instructions. Again, it is underacherrytree.com. Thanks for watching this video. Bye.